and we're going on a big trip to Punta Cana. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But before we do that, I want to hear from Dr. Lonnie Herman. You mind coming up here, Doctor? He's going to tell us why
Welcome
the F-39 is working right from here. And he earned a free trip to Cancun, Mexico with us. That's where we met him. And I sure wish you tell us a little bit about your practice, what you specialize in, and how you heard of the X-39, and then what you've been experiencing. Maybe you were a little skeptical, I hope, because I want a doctor to be skeptical, but I don't really know his whole story. But tell us why it's working for people, and should anybody keep wearing the X-39? I'm going to just listen to you.
Absolutely. Hello, I'm Dr. Lonnie Herman. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. I am the creator of a very unique healing system, the quantum resonant medicine approach. And we use frequencies to heal the body. And I've got people, I'll use the other one, the quantum resonant medicine approach. That's good. That's better. My name is Dr. Herman. Thank you again for having me here. I am the creator of a very unique healing system, the quantum resonant medicine approach. It's based on unique research in biophysics and quantum physics, how we're able to actually help the body heal from many different ailments using frequencies. Frequencies, it's all based on energy. You know, Nikola Tesla, how many people here, if you raise your hand, who knows Nikola Tesla or who he was? If you need to know anything about the universe, it's all about energy, frequency, and vibration. And what we're on the cusp here with this, especially with X-39, is we have a chance to actually literally reverse aging and reverse stress in the body. And it's quite fascinating. I'll tell you, going back in time, I started out as a chiropractor. I did that for a while. It was fun, but it was still missing something for me. And I got into this other research in immunology and neurology and neurochemistry to learn more about the human body. And with the work that I'm doing now, we're seeing people from all around the world who come to my clinic here in Southeast Florida with conditions like lupus and terrible nerve pain disorders and decades of migraines and heart disease and skin disease. And we're seeing people's different diseases disappear with this work that I'm doing. But there was always still something missing, quite honestly. And my own mother, who Steve mentioned earlier, we got to be together in Cancun. Before I get to her, I'll get to her in just a moment. I was very doubtful about X-39 and LifeWave in the beginning. It was about 2 years ago I first heard about the patches. There's a superstar. I don't know if anybody here knows Renita. She's amazing. And
is Renita your sponsor?
Yes.
Okay, Renita Brennan, where does she live again?
She is in North Dakota.
Yeah, so she's in Dakota, North Dakota, and she sponsored Dr. Lonnie Herman here in Fort Lauderdale. Are you kidding me? What about all of us? We all live here. This is incredible. Now, how did you know about, she was bringing her mom to you, right?
She was bringing her mother to me for Parkinson's. We helped her out a lot, stopped the tremors in her hands with my work. She told me, Dr. Herman, look at these patches. And I doubted it. I kept looking the other way. It took about 1.5 years for her to finally hit home with me. And she sent me some research about it and a discussion that David Schmidt put up, a webinar, and the frequencies he was talking about, the healing, it hit home because it was right in line with what I do. I ordered those patches, and Renita was bringing her mother to my clinic. My mother, 78 years old now, she had nerve pain, weakness in both of her legs after a heart attack that she had 14 years ago. Quadruple bypass, open heart surgery, of course. She had nerve pain going down both legs from her hips down to her feet, had numbness in her legs. She had tingling in the bottom of the feet, tingling in the calves, tingling in the shins. It was very difficult for her to walk, very difficult for her to balance. She had where the scars from the surgeries were, she had these keloids. Who here knows what the keloid is? There's a raised bump, right, a purplish, reddish skin growth that was over these scars where she had on abdominal surgery, heart surgery. And it was just amazing because I didn't even understand how to apply the patch. How simple could it be, right? Put the patch on the skin. Renita was there, the patches arrived. She takes my mother showed up that day. I wanted her to meet Renita. The patches were coming in. She puts the X-39 patch on the base of my mother's neck. Tells my mother to go sit in the waiting room. Well, now I'm gonna work with my mother and I'm gonna work with Renita's mother. 5 or 10 minutes later, my mother comes back into the exam room. And she's got tears rolling down her face. Tears. She's crying to me. She reaches out with her hands. She pulls me in. She's crying. She couldn't even get words out of her mouth. She is struggling to speak. She cries and she says, "Oh my God, oh, my pain is gone." All the tingling is gone. She wore that patch for maybe 5 minutes, 6 minutes. That fast it happened. And I stood there in amazement. Renita told me, Dr. Herman, I've been telling you for the past year and a half. I told you to get these. And now, you know what my mother said? Going back, it was like another week or two later, she goes, why did you wait so long? You made me suffer for all this time. So anyway, I'll tell you, these patches do amazing things. Number one, they help people heal from these incredible chronic conditions. I started incorporating this patch with every single patient, every protocol, using frequencies with the work that I offer. We could talk more about that later. If you care, you can come up and talk to me after class, after this event, excuse me. But the patches, they dig into or help the body turn on healing properties in the body, healing pathways in the body that nothing else, literally, and I've studied so many different sources of healing in this world, nothing else can do what this patch does. It actually triggers your body's own ability to produce your youthful stem cells. I've seen people, wrinkles disappearing. I'll say this, I'm in my 50s. I don't think I look that. I've been wearing these for the past 6 months or so. It's turning back time. Maybe I'll grow hair back. We'll see about that. We'll come back in a year. But still, the healing that's happening. There's a child, parents brought their child with Down syndrome to my clinic. They live in Pennsylvania. They bring the child down. A couple of treatments with me, we really tried. It didn't make a difference. I told the mother about this patch. She buys them reluctantly, but she tried it because on my recommendation, I said, there's something about this that's doing magic for people. Not magic, but you get my point. It's like a miracle recovery. About a month later, I get a call from the mother. Her son is starting to speak words. Down syndrome, son is starting to speak words. He's able to dress himself. He's able to organize his own clothing, pick out matching clothing for the first time. He's about 10 years old. He's doing it on his own. He's making his own bed. He's able to do things on his own. That was impossible before wearing the patch. And that was after about a month of wearing this X39 patch. We're seeing some, yeah, really, it's really fascinating. We're seeing some incredible things from this. And one of the even greater things is there's profit sharing in the company, and they're quite generous, really generous. For me to be honored, earning a trip to Cancun to get to hang out with this couple, it was fascinating. They treat you really, really well. And all you're doing is helping somebody else heal where nothing else can. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't got to be a dentist. You don't have to be any kind of physician. You can just be a good person who's looking to help other people and help turn on their healing powers. And it's quite fascinating. And when you see it, what you're hearing with these testimonials here, literally, it's like turning back the clock. It's quite fascinating. And I'm going to tell you something. I get couples who come into my clinic and they're telling me now, let's just say that they're having a little more fun in their intimate time together. So that's quite good. That's quite good. So with that said, I want to thank you all for, if there's any questions you have about me, come up at the end, okay? Thanks.
Dr. Lonnie Herman, thank you, my friend. All right, I mean, this is amazing.